Is it possible to learn a language by studying 3 minutes a day? In this video, I would like to share with you my insights on learning a language through the most popular language learning app in the world, which is DuoLingo. I've decided to take up learning Chinese on DuoLingo and test how much I can learn through 60 days of learning. Is DuoLingo an effective way to learn a foreign language? How would I assess their program? How would I improve it? What are the advantages and disadvantages of using DuoLingo? These are the questions that I'm going to answer in this video. First of all, let's discuss the program of the course. By doing DuoLingo for 60 days, I have learned some basic vocabulary related to food, family, describing preferences, names of some professions, and names of nationalities. I even started to learn the Chinese alphabet. It seems to be quite a lot for just 60 days of learning, for 3 minutes a day. In the first unit, you learn some basic words like water, tea, and coffee. I guess that these words are kind of survival kit. So if I ever found myself on the Taklamakan desert and met some locals there, I could say "Shui." Or after completing the first 3 units of DuoLingo, I could even say 我是英国人. What I think is a serious disadvantage is that even after doing 60 days of DuoLingo, you still don't know such basic expressions like thank you or yes or no. Why aren't they included in the first units of the course? On the other hand, I learned some words that do not seem to be useful at all, like tofu. In Chinese, tofu is doufu. Why should I learn this word? It's exactly the same as the English counterpart. Another word that seems to be highly impractical is middle school student. Why do I need it? Learning Chinese on DuoLingo has a few disadvantages. We already had a look at the curriculum. I guess it could be arranged in a slightly better way. After 60 days of learning Chinese on DuoLingo, I would like to be able to hold a simple conversation. With this choice of vocabulary, it doesn't seem to be possible. Learning Chinese on DuoLingo has a few disadvantages. We already had a look at the curriculum. I guess it could be arranged in a slightly better way. Another disadvantage of learning Chinese on DuoLingo is that the pronunciation exercises cannot be fully trusted. This might be only my impression, but I have a feeling that I'm not pronouncing the words correctly, and still DuoLingo accepts my answers as correct. Chinese is a tonal language. It's very important whether you say the word as ma or ma or ma. These words can have different meaning depending on the tone. Now, can I fully trust that I'm pronouncing the words correctly? Can DuoLingo distinguish between the tones? I'm not entirely sure about that. What I also find discouraging about DuoLingo is that the exercises are quite boring and repetitive, and you're repeating the same words on and on and on. It somehow makes me think of Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi asks Daniel to carry out several house chores. These house chores are boring, and at first they don't seem to be related to learning karate at all. However, repeating the same actions thousands of times finally bears fruit. So I guess it's for everyone to decide which method of learning a language appeals to them. Learning the Chinese alphabet on DuoLingo was a nightmare. Unless you are aiming for speaking Chinese fluently, and you know that you will need to learn the Chinese alphabet sooner or later. Learning the alphabet at the beginning of the course might be quite discouraging. Perhaps the app could ask you about your goal of learning a language and adjust the course to your needs. Or perhaps I'm just complaining because Chinese isn't my cup of tea or a bowl of soup. What are the advantages of using DuoLingo? I would say that the biggest advantage of DuoLingo is that it helps you with being consistent with your learning, which is a key to success to learning any foreign language. It counts your streak, which for some reason you would just hate to lose. So you will wake up even in the middle of the night to finish your lesson. You simply don't want to disappoint this cute green owl. Another thing that I like about DuoLingo is that it tracks your progress. It makes you repeat the exercises that you did wrong. It also can throw at you some words from previous chapters. Also, whenever you feel like it, you can always come back to the previous chapters and revise the vocabulary. The last advantage of DuoLingo is, in my opinion, the quality of the app. The recordings are loud and clear. As far as I can tell, there are no or very few mistakes in the app. I also love the images and graphics. They're adorable. My mark for DuoLingo as an app in general is a nod of approval. It's a very good app that helps you with being consistent. On the other hand, DuoLingo did not teach me how to speak. After 60 days of learning Chinese on DuoLingo, I'm not able to hold a simple conversation. I'm probably pronouncing the words incorrectly. The app also completely discouraged me from learning the Chinese alphabet. I guess that if your goal is specifically to learn Chinese, you might look for a different app.
I will miss our conversations.
Is there any way to improve the process of learning Chinese with DuoLingo? What I would do to tweak this process a bit is to watch some Instagram channels related to learning Chinese, along with doing exercises on DuoLingo. This would also mean devoting more time to learning a language. I still think that you can learn a lot by doing DuoLingo for just 3 minutes a day. If you are consistent for, let's say, 1 year, I think you could build quite an impressive vocabulary. On the other hand, Chinese is a difficult language, and 3 minutes a day might simply not be enough. And that's it from me. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel and let me know in the comments below if you ever used DuoLingo. What do you think about it? What languages did you learn with DuoLingo? And remember, whenever you have the chance, learn foreign languages.